WOND.
Hey, folks, welcome back to the program. So glad you're with us this beautiful Monday afternoon. Got smiling Frank Morano over there in New York City. Morano Mondays. What's up, Frankie?
Hello, Mike. Happy Monday. I hope you had a great weekend. It is great to start my work week with you, as it is each week, and your listeners. So great to talk to you, my friend.
That beautiful weekend, and we'll get into this. Listen, before we do that, a couple of friends of yours, folks, I want to give 2 tickets away. A great show coming to Resorts Casino Hotel. Schultz Hill Foundation is presenting this amazing 60s Mania show. Just had Andrew Hill on last week. Folks, if you haven't checked them out, go to 60s Mania on your smart device or your computer and see what you're going to be in store for. So we got 2 tickets. Take the third caller, Resorts Casino Hotel. There's a date on this flyer they sent me here, somewhere July 31st at 8:30. 2 great seats. You're going to be beautiful in the situation of having some awesome music that most of my listening audience is going to recognize. But one of the things I also say, not that we're a bunch of old heads over here, that music in which I'm talking about resonates throughout the years. I mean, I'm not going to knock some of the artists at this time, but you're not going to be listening to a lot of that music 30, 40, 50 years from now. This music has continued. I got 17 nieces and nephews, all from the age of 18 to 38, and they listen to this type of music as well as their whatever it is there. So be the third caller. Schultz Hill, July 31st, Resorts Casino Hotel, Superstar Theater, 60s Mania. Great band. Hey, Frankie, so what did you just come up? Were you chasing dogs around or something? What's going on? What are you doing?
No, so I just did 2 great events with the New York City Parks Commissioner, Commissioner Yamamura. We were officially cutting the ribbon on 2 beautiful brand new parks in my district in the South Shore of Staten Island. And they're parks that I put in the capital funding for, as did my predecessor, Councilman Joe Borelli. He put in the bulk of it, but he's not here anymore, so I was here to take credit. And Parks did just a wonderful job. And you have to see, and I'll show you when you come out to Staten Island, hopefully to see the baby. They just did an incredible job making these parks fun, modern, cool. There's a ton of shade. There's sprinkler showers. They're also very compliant with children that may be on the autism spectrum. They're very sensory sensitive, and they're just great. I can't say enough good things about them. Everything from the way the swings are now. They have this special cool companion swing where you can, like a parent and toddler can ride on the swing together, and then to the ground so that kids don't get hurt and it doesn't overheat. It's really just tremendous. Really wonderful to be at the kickoff for these 2 new parks.
Love it. Listen, talking dog parks, I said I passed 2 myself this morning during my bike ride. And I was a little early this morning. Not too many people out the time I'm out there, but during the afternoons when I go out there or later in the morning, it's a great spot, Frankie. I mean, again, I know what a dog park is. So what, whatever. But it's not the case. I mean, there's where neighbors get together. They go hang out a little bit. They talk, and you see the community take care of it. I mean, it's a very essential part in a neighborhood.
You know, Mike, one of my repeated themes on radio and in life, and we've talked about it a little bit before, and Michael Smerconish, who's just terrific on both television and radio, he talks about it literally every day, is that in this day and age, there's fewer and fewer communal experiences.
Yeah.
30 years ago, on Friday morning, you could be confident that everybody was going to be talking about Seinfeld the next day because they had all seen it. 25 years ago, on Monday morning, at the office, you could be confident that everyone was going to be talking about The Sopranos because they'd all watched it the night before. 60 years ago, the same thing with Ed Sullivan. And it's ironic that here we are talking on the anniversary of Buzz Aldrin's famous words as he was taking a giant leap for mankind, because the whole world watched that. Now, with the exception of sports, there are no communal experiences. It's not unusual. We have a small staff in my office here, but when I go places, we'll get into the subject of what are you watching on television. And it's not unusual for not only is everybody's favorite show something that I haven't seen, it's something that I've never even heard of, even though I'm paying for the very same streaming services. And on the one hand, it's great that we can now get information, entertainment, music, whatever that is personally geared towards our likes and dislikes. But on the other hand, what we're losing is a sense of common ground, a common framework where we can all agree that the sky is blue, that 2 + 2 = 4. We're not sharing anything together. Now, I mention that because our parks are the places where the community still does get together, where you see kids from the age of 3 to 30 all getting together and playing, all different races, ethnicities, genders, all getting together, riding the swing together, chasing each other around, going down the slide. So one of my great focuses as a councilman is, and as a person, forget about being a councilman, is to create more of those public spaces where people can share sort of commonality and common ground. And it's great to preserve individualism. I'm all about being an individual and going against the grain and having your own individual experience. But I think one of the things that we lose as a community is when we don't share any sort of communal events. And that's what I like about building parks.
No, love it. Listen, I appreciate what the passion that you have for it. And to bring it back here to AC, had a great bungalow park cleanup Saturday morning, 7:30 to 9:30. About 15, 20 people showed up that early. We actually found a stray dog, very beautiful looking dog, and that's the community coming together. And you just see the pride when you, as Frank says, again, in the day in which we live with the phones and computers and work and kids, it is really a good thing. It's not something that I take lightly neither, just out here. So with that being said, though, Frank, I mean, what do you got going on there? You got lots happening. I know in way of the family we talked about last week, but New York City, Mamdani, what they're talking about. I wanted to dive into that a little bit with the just endorsing some of these folks and what's happening there, and as far as what budget and because again, New York City is the center point. I just got done with the World Cup, North Jersey, New York. Talk to us a little bit about the climate there.
Yeah, and I've noticed, unless you got into it earlier with Josh, I noticed that you were very careful not to mention the Metropolitans' drubbing of the Philadelphia Phillies yesterday, and winning a series in Philadelphia against the Phillies for the first time in, I think, something like 4 years. But yeah, so there's a lot going on in New York, and there's no place that has had the last 60 days like New York has had to experience simultaneously 8 ball drops for the 250, all the tall ships coming in from all over the world for the International Naval Review, all the World Cup excitement, including the finals in New York, New Jersey Stadium yesterday, and the Knicks parade, and Travis Kelce's wedding, all happening within the last 40 to 60 days. There's not a city in the world that could have pulled this off with the panache, the style, and the seamlessness of New York City. And look, as much as I am a critic of Mayor Mamdani, I got to give him credit for that. The whole place didn't fall apart as a lot of people predicted when he was in charge. That being said, the mayor, he continues to say and do so many things that confound me and surprise me negatively. The latest of which is he actually, because the UN General Assembly is coming to town, and the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is going to be coming to New York. And you remember when he was running, he said that he would have the police department arrest Benjamin Netanyahu. Now, rather than simply say that I don't agree with the Prime Minister, I think he's a war criminal, whatever, and back off that, he is pretending, and I think that's the only word that you can use for this. He's in conversations with the city's law department about how to have Netanyahu arrested. Now, this is so ludicrous. He knows he's not going to be arrested. Mamdani knows he's not going to have him arrested. Why pretend? Why go into any of this illusion at all? And as far as I'm concerned, no matter how people feel about what's going on in the Middle East or with Israel, this is just playing to the cheap seats as far as I'm concerned. And this is not what a responsible leader does.
No, I'm with you on that. It's silly. I mean, I'm sitting here laughing though, but it's really not. It's not that. It's not funny. It's just it's amazing what I'm living at or laughing at is the astonishment and the delusion that he puts out there to some of these folks. And I don't care left, right, middle, wherever. I'm not interested in that. But some of these extremists and they, oh yeah, that's and then you get behind something like that, and before you know it, they're fighting out there. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Listen, Frank, again, I don't want to go too far deep into it, but we got to take a quick break. Before we do that, let me tell folks again one more time, because I got to put these out there to you. Summer in the 60s. Enjoy an evening of classical hits from the Beatles, Beach Boys, Rolling Stones, and more. Friday, July 31st, 8:30 p.m., Resorts Casino Hotel, Superstar Theater. A lot of Superstar Theater coming up in the next few weeks. Folks, get these tickets. We'll take the third caller. Jump on the air, 609-927-1100. 609-927-1100. We'll be right back with Mr. Frank Morano, councilman, radio host, WOND, 77 WABC, Pop. And I could go on so much more. And Tan, this freaking guy, huh? Come on.
Believe it or not, the summer heat is here. We never know when the temperature is going to soar. Don't be the one to get caught with a broken AC, or even worse, without one altogether. That adds up to an uncomfortable home in a sweaty summer. If your system struggled to keep up last year, or if you've been putting off replacing that older system, it's time to call Ace Hardware Home Services. Don't wait until it's too late. Update your system now.
This is actually
for a free estimate to have your AC system replaced. Call now before prices go up. 0% financing options and rebates are available right now. Ace Hardware Home Services also offers discounted AC system repairs and maintenance through their Red Bow membership maintenance program. Call 609-910-4779 or visit acehardwarehomeservices.com now to book your free estimate appointment. Don't get left out in the heat. Call Ace now for all things cooling, heating, plumbing, and electrical. 609-910-4779. Service done right. Guaranteed. Locally operated in Linwood since 2001.
One Stop Bait and Tackle on Atlantic Avenue has been serving Atlantic City for over 30 years. Check out their huge selection of fresh bait, rods, reels, lures, nets, and speak with owner Noel about where the fish are biting. Did you know that AC holds the record for the largest striped bass caught from land? Over 78 pounds. One Stop Bait and Tackle is everything you'll need, whether you're fishing from the beach, jetty, or boat. Go to their Facebook page, One Stop Bait AC, and view their daily videos of Atlantic City's hottest fishing spots and catches of the day. One Stop has bait 24/7 through their fresh and frozen bait machine just outside their door. Visit One Stop Bait and Tackle,
Josh,
416 Atlantic Avenue in Atlantic City.
List,
Open
Josh,
7 days a week from 6 to 6. Call 348-9450 or on Facebook at One Stop Bait AC. Atlantic City isn't just for gambling, entertainment, and nightlife. AC offers some of the best fishing spots from land anywhere on the East Coast. You know what time it is? Time to go fishing.
That won
Visit One
tickets
Stop Bait
last
AC
week
on Facebook.
the
One Stop Bait and Tackle now sells crab.
list that we sent to Vanessa? Okay.
The ultimate movie experience in South Jersey is at Square
I'm
Theater
going to text
with
you later
5
with the winner
state-of-the-art
last
locations.
week.
Catch the
Bert
largest
must not put it
IMAX
up there.
screen in the
I got
entire
it.
state
We
of
don't
New
have to look
Jersey
for it right
at
now.
Tilton Square in Northfield. Enjoy plush seating and Dolby 7.1 sound at Harbor Square in Stone Harbor. Ventnor Square in Ventnor has amazing Dolby Atmos sound and is home to the famous Nucky's restaurant and bar. Cape Square Entertainment in Rio Grande takes things up a notch with laser projectors, 16 lanes of bowling, 3 bars, 2 restaurants, and an amazing arcade all under one roof. And don't miss movies back on the Ocean City Boardwalk at historic Moreland Square, fully remodeled with Dolby 7.1 sound. Get movie times and tickets right on your smartphone by downloading the free Town Square Entertainment app, available now in the App
I don't know
Store.
if you guys would want to somehow get involved. I'm involved in it.
Let's do it.
All right. And we'll bring Art on real quick. Congratulate him. Thank you, Josh.
You're hearing the AC Mike Lopez Show on News Talk 1400 and 92.3 WOND.
Folks, welcome back to the program. So glad you're with us this Monday afternoon. We got Art from Brigantine is the winner. Art from Brigantine. Welcome to the AC Mike Show on WOND.
Good afternoon, AC Mike. Every day,
Great.
mister. Every
What's
day,
that?
mister. Great show. I love it. I've been to a couple of those Schultz Hill things. They really do a good job.
They sure do. They sure do. Listen, I appreciate you listening and calling in, man, taking the time out of your day to listen to us here on WOND, and appreciate it. Art, if our producer hasn't took any information yet, he's going to take a couple things, 2-3 things from you. The tickets will be at the office there. So pick them up. Do me a favor, brother. Make sure you say hi on the 31st, and we appreciate you listening, man. Big time.
Okay, I'll look you up, Mike.
You got it, brother. Be well. There you go, man.
all
He's
right,
going to
have
have
a
a
nice
good time.
day.
Really good show. You got it. Thank you. Real quick, I want to put this out there too. Working with Miss Nicole Angel and Teresa Roba, two mediums, one unforgettable night, psychic mediums who I had right here in the studio, and she worked on me a little bit. And I'll tell you what, she had my head spinning because this chick, excuse me saying chick, this young lady really, really hits home with me. And she's spectacular. Listen, Thursday, August 13th, we're a little ways away, about a month or so. We'll have her on Thursday, and we'll be talking with her. We're going to be having some tickets too. But back to Frank Morano, councilman. Moving forward, as we are. New York City, you touched on it, Atlantic City, a little 48-block town. Any given day, we got about 175,000 people here besides our 38,000. It's one of those things, and you made me segue again. My former career and still worked closely with the ACBP, ACPD, the fire department. We got some stuff going on. It's important to be able to, the public safety in which New York City, whether it's Staten Island, that has to gear up for it, because you're looking at things months and months and months, sometimes years out, but how this all comes together and comes off without a snaggle. Talk about your police officers and public safety and some of the others out there in New York City.
Well, look, I can't say enough good things about
Right.
our cops. I was just a sponsor of a bill which fortunately passed recently in the New York City Council that raises the age for civil service exams, including police officers, because we know a lot of 45-year-olds, let's face it, that are in better shape than some 25-year-olds. My dad, in his 70s now, is in better shape than most 30-year-olds. And so what we want to do is expand opportunities for the police. And one of the things that I try to do, whether it's in New York or in South Jersey, is make sure that the men and women of law enforcement feel supported. I hear so often from people that they're taking retirement and moving and taking their taxpayer-funded, either New York or New Jersey, taxpayer-funded pension checks with them to Florida, to North Carolina, to Arizona, to Tennessee. And even though their whole life has been here, they love the restaurants here, they love the museums here, they love the culture here, they love the friends here, but there's a morale issue. And until we do something where the men and women of the law enforcement community feel supported by both the public, by the media, by the politicians, I think we're going to keep seeing this drain of very talented and experienced officers leaving as soon as they're able to.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I mean, a lot of my friends in that field, men and women, their children segued into it and whatnot, and quite a few of them have gone and split early and took another trade up or get into the trades. And it's unfortunate because we need at this time. I mean, you always need, again, police officers and fire. Of course, I'd be silly even saying that. But there's come a point now where it was such a proud, group of guys and gals, but just with all the turmoil that's around it. And again, as I touched on a few minutes ago, when you got an extreme left or an extreme right or what. It's just crazy. Not all cops are bad. Of course not. Not all chefs are great. Of course not. You got a bad apple here and there, and that's life. It doesn't give it an excuse. And I understand you got a badge, you got a gun. It's a little different from some other jobs. But folks, we know that. And that's what I love about Atlantic County, which I live. The mayor here too, he stands wholeheartedly. Our county executive, Denny Levinson, and prosecutor, as well as our sheriff and our chiefs of all our municipalities, they got the support of the people here, man. And I hope that's what you have there in Staten Island, but as a whole in New York City.
Yeah, look, I think there's a lot that needs to be done to improve the way that police officers are treated. I do think the police commissioner, Jessica Tisch, is very effective at showing respect for her officers, and I think she's got the respect back from a lot of her officers. But there's certainly no shortage of incidents that make you feel as if maybe you're better off pursuing another career. My 4-year-old son Carmine, who he aspires to be a police officer, and I think that's great. I think it's wonderful, and I think I want to encourage that respect and that reverence for law enforcement as much as possible.
Yep, absolutely. Listen, again, and this is not why I got involved in law enforcement. I was going to college doing on a partial scholarship in wrestling and whatnot. But I went into law enforcement at 19, not knowing much about pensions and anything. Actually, I didn't know anything. I was just going for another job, and a buddy of mine said, let's take a civil service test. And before you know it, I had 25 years in. So I said, do I stay? So it has allowed me to do what I love now. Not going to say it was super crazy, but do what I do now. Got out a little early at 45.
Hey, well, thank you, because you're doing a great service now. My only beef with what you're doing now, and I can't wait to check out your new podcast as soon as it's available. But my only beef is now that you're doing a 1-hour show instead of a 2-hour show. It makes it even more of a appointment listening. But I wish I had the 2 hours daily, and I even miss the Sunday morning show that you used to do. Although I'd be lying if I didn't tell you that my church attendance has significantly improved since you stopped doing that Sunday morning show. So, Mike, 2 quick questions. One, every paper that I read today has a different article about the Odyssey and Christopher Nolan and Matt Damon. One, have you seen it? 2, is it going to be showing at the IMAX theater at the Trop? Because my brother Alexander saw it and he wasn't crazy about it. And I told him and I haven't seen it yet, but I told him it's probably because he didn't see it in IMAX as it was intended to be seen. Are they showing the Odyssey over at the IMAX at the Trop?
I'm not sure. We're looking at it right now as we speak, but it is on my schedule to see. Now I have to go out there. I just popped it into our computer here, and it's not coming up. It's spinning. But I'll give you an update on that, though. So how many people did you say saw it that didn't like it?
Well, so far I've just heard from 2, my brother and his fiance. And my brother, he's far from an appropriate bellwether of public opinion. He and I disagree on a great deal.
Frankie, you asked and you received. It is at the IMAX, and I will be seeing it maybe tonight.
I want to hear a review tomorrow, I'll tell you.
Right. Listen, we got to go. Thank you for joining us, Frankie. I'm going to be reaching about the Lifeguard Museum as well to you. Be well. And I can't wait till you and Nicole and the kid come to Atlantic City. I texted her this morning, by the way, and said, come on, man.
Let's do it. I'll see you soon, my friend. Thank you.
Be well. Live, work, play AC, folks. I'll see you tomorrow on the radio.